You are watching AYV Television.
Plans, and of course his big five, the game changers. He had actually said that this year is a year of action, the year 2026. We shall be indeed hearing from him this morning, and so we would like you to join the conversation as always. Join our streaming platforms online. We are on Facebook, as I had said earlier, and you could go there and join the conversation, albeit you have to be a bit decent with your submissions. But you could, of course, in a way, have your bite of the cherry, and I shall indeed be racing through those comments later on as the program progresses. But before all of that happens this morning, let's take a quick commercial. We shall be back.
Morning. Leah, give me 30 Leone top up. Thank you. Hello, babe. How you dey do? Talk to Guba.
Hello? Hello?
Don't settle for a provider that cuts into your data and airtime.
Ria, give me all the 30 deals.
Africell gives you full value. Africell, now we network.
In the heart of Sierra Leone's dynamic rhythm, Wakeup Commercial Bank is your beat to a brighter financial future. We're not just a bank, but we're your financial partner committed to your success. We've got the financial tools you need to rise higher. Our team is here to serve you with speed and a smile because your time matters to us. So, are you ready to unlock financial prosperity? Highlighting key banking services such as Keke loans, Combra account, fixed deposits, SME loans, internet and corporate banking, from savings that grow your dreams to loans that fuel your ambitions. Demonstrating fast and friendly customer service. showcasing cutting-edge banking technology and ATMs. Access your money anytime, anywhere with our state-of-the-art technology and a network of ATMs. Our Wakeup SIM Copper app puts banking in your hands, where you can pay for EDSA, Afri Money, Orange Money, and pay bills including school fees and make transfers to other bank accounts. Remember, you can also experience Wakeup e-banking today. Then join us now. Visit any of our branches or explore our website. Wakeup Commercial Bank, your bank of choice.
Only they can see where the clouds are going. Only to discover dust and sunlight. Heaven make the sky so blue. Afternoon is hazy, river flowing. All around the sounds moving closer to lovers in the long.
All right, indeed, welcome back. And you're watching Wakeup Leone live on the Africa Young Voices. My name's Victor Jones, indeed. And now today, here at the top of tile in this historic chambers of Parliament, the President shall be, of course, delivering his State of the Nation's address. Now, the action is powered by Section 84 of the 1991 Constitution, which accords the President the leave to open each session of Parliament where the laws are being made. As he comes to the House to open the fourth session today, it is expected of him to explain to representatives of the House, the people of this nation as a whole, how his government has fared and how he's steering progress in this nation. Furthermore, the President, of course, who is a member of Parliament himself, pursuant to Section 47, shall be unveiling his plans for the year ahead. And as the House will be filled today with visitors from all walks of life, shall be talking to some of them, and of course his cabinet officials, ministers, directors, who will be gracing this particular program. And of course we shall also be speaking to members of Parliament for both aisles, the ruling SLPP bench and of course the main opposition All People's Congress Party. And with all of that happened this morning, I've been joined by, well, perhaps you would say the chief, administrator of the media here in Parliament. Shakulamin Toure is the public relations director here at the Parliament of Sierra Leone. Good morning, Sheku. It's a pleasure having you on Wake Up this morning.
Good morning, Victor, and good morning to the people of Sierra Leone.
Suppose it's a very busy day for you, indeed, as always.
Yes, indeed.
What are we expecting today?
And from your outro, you've already introduced and that His Excellency the President will be coming here to Parliament and occasioning the commencement of the fourth session of the 6th Parliament of the Second Republic. But given the fact that you mentioned Section 47 of the Constitution, and it talks about the President in Parliament, so the President might come to Parliament himself, or he might ask his Vice President to come, or he might send a special message with a minister designate in that behalf to speak for him. But he'll be coming here himself, over the years to deliver the State of the Nation's address, and others say SONA, and in the United States they will say SUA, State of the Union's address, and here is the presidential address. Previously, when we were under the colonial system, we do say speech, from the throne. But again, under Section 73 and subsection 1 of Act number 6 of the 1991 Constitution, it establishes Parliament to be known as, for purposes of the legislative body of the Republic of Sierra Leone, shall be known as Parliament and shall consist of the President, the Speaker, and the honorable members of Parliament. So you are right to state that the President, and by extension, is also a member of Parliament. That is why when bills are enacted, they are styled that the bills are being enacted by the President and members of Parliament, in the current Parliament assembled. They are the ones, enacting it. So today is indeed a very busy day because His Excellency, the President will be coming here and Parliament will be playing host, to the other two arms of government. That is the executive that is headed by, His Excellency, the President, and the judiciary that is headed, by the Chief Justice of the Republic of Sierra Leone. So the three arms of government are collapsing. They are converging today here in Parliament to ensure that, they give, attention to the address that His Excellency, the President, will be presenting, to the people of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Afterwards, it will be debated by members of Parliament for a specific allotted days, probably 5, to examine what he will be saying regarding his plans, regarding his objectives, regarding his goals, regarding his legislative agenda, for the next session that he will soon be opening today, as the third session of the 6th Parliament of the Second Republic, will be prorogued, as per yesterday's date, which is Thursday, and today being Friday, the 7th of August, in the year of our Lord 2026, and His Excellency will be opening the beginning or commencement of the 4th session of the 6th Parliament of the Second Republic. Why this occasion is significant, and is because it tells a lot about the lifespan of Parliament, because every Parliament has a lifespan of 5 sessions, which is equivalent to 5 years. So for this current Parliament assembled, they've done, 3 years already, and they will be entering into the 4th year, commencing on this specific date today, being the 7th of August, 2026.
Shoko, have you ever had an instance where the president could not come to Parliament but sent, his vice president?
No, we've not had that situation yet in the legislative history of the Republic of Sierra Leone, where His Excellency the President is unable to come to Parliament and send his Vice President or a minister designate in that behalf.
I know a lot has changed actually, but since you're here and in a way you're part of the administration of Parliament, so could you walk us through what some of the major transformations are at the moment in the world?
Yes, a lot of things, have happened. You can see the decor around. You've been attending state openings here in Parliament, but this is actually unique under the leadership of the current Speaker and of the 6th Parliament of the Second Republic, Honorable Segepo Solomon Thomas Esquire, and the Clerk of Parliament, Kamoke Conte, who had the twin experience of working in both the legislature and the executive arm of government and in the Republic of Sierra Leone. So a lot had happened by way of preparations. Invitations have been sent out. So only invited guests, are allowed to attend the state opening of Parliament. And thereafter, refreshments will be served, and we expect perfect decorum. And also we're going to host a speaker's cocktail and after the state opening of Parliament as well today. So a lot of preparations, a lot of plans have been invested and into this particular occasion. As I did say, and the President will also inspect a guard of honor, which will be hosted by the military, and thereafter and other state functionaries like the Vice President too will have to observe the guard of honor, and that will be accorded by the military, and afterwards they will do entrance into the chamber, and the Clerk of Parliament will ensure that he ushers in the First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone, followed by the Honorable Vice President and the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, and Brigadier Retired Dr. Julius Madabio, into the chamber to make his address for purposes of the state opening of Parliament. Because Section 84, subsection 3 of Act number 6 of the 1991 Constitution of Sierra Leone did say the President shall give an address to the nation on the state of the nations, to the honorable members of Parliament, who are the elected representatives of the people. So you may agree with me that throughout, last week to this week, Parliament has been sitting consistently to look into the much talked about constitutional amendment bill of 2025, and being an act to amend provisions in the 1991 Constitution, and to provide for other related matters in order to strengthen our electoral governance and to ensure that we have a wider democratic state that will sustain our democratic gains in this country. So the Parliament of Sierra Leone is currently, as far as the Constitutional Amendment Act of 2025 is concerned, and they are currently at the committee stage, where they are examining the bill line by line, clause by clause, to ensure that where they disagree, they would have to agree via consensus, via negotiations, via dialogue, to see through that the bill, sails through Parliament, and then government will take it, from there to ensure that the democratic space is protected, and then we are better prepared, as per other legislations. For example, the ECOWAS protocol is saying that for purposes of elections, all preparations should have been concluded 2 years and before the conduct of the elections. So you can see it is of primacy that some of those provisions that's hinged on the electoral governance and should be concluded on and speedily to ensure that we have a smooth elections come 2028.
I'd like us to discuss the unique capabilities, of this particular, well of Parliament. How different is this particular set of parliamentarians to the previous ones that we had?
Well, Parliament is in continuum, and most of the members of Parliament and in the fifth Parliament of the Second Republic, that is the dissolved Parliament, some of them are also being elected or re-elected to sit in the sixth Parliament of the Second Republic. Yes, we have our members of Parliament, they are educated, and even though Section 75 of the Constitution is saying, and you must be a Sierra Leonean, you must be 21 years old, and you must be able to read, sufficient enough to take part in the deliberations of Parliament. But I can say 99% of our members of Parliament, are highly educated, with first degree and above. And, and equally so, we had a lot of doctors, comparatively in the fifth Parliament of the Second Republic, and I think we are making progress, as a parliament, and the parliamentarians are prepared. You see, parliamentarians have dealt with, the constitutional amendment bill, for over 40 hours now, deliberating on it, and it's been adjourned, to Monday, and today being Friday the 7th, and they will be listening to the President's address, and thereafter the leader of government business will collect it from His Excellency the President, and it will table it in Parliament for consideration, by members of Parliament after they would have, returned from recess. We are even afraid that, and is it that they're going to, get a longer recess, given what is on the menu now, and because there are a lot for members of Parliament to deliberate and conclude on, and to put the country in a position so that we will be able to accommodate and some of the future challenges that lie ahead in terms of strengthening our democratic governance.
I know, Parliament may have invited a lot of people. How many guests are we expecting to
Well, we actually, I'm part of the State Opening Planning Committee. We actually prepared and sent invitations to 1,800 Sierra Leoneans.
Okay. From which particular sectors?
Well, and of course, across governance, and you have ministers, deputy ministers, are not invited in order to decongest, the chamber. Okay. And we also have, diplomats. We also have heads of parastatals, ministries, departments, and agencies of government. Of course, the press and the general citizenry, and even, members of Parliament and their spouses. Mm-hmm. So you can see Parliament is gathering momentum, currently for the state opening, and the environment will soon be overwhelmed, but it will be managed, to ensure that, and we have a successful, and state opening of the fourth session of the sixth Parliament of the Second Republic.
I heard that the Parliament was bereaved recently. An MP died.
The Parliament was bereaved recently?
I heard
an MP was involved in an accident, of which I'm aware, okay. and boy he's not dead, and he's responding to treatment, and he's the member of Parliament representing Kenema District.
Because I just wanted to ask how many MPs we have at the moment, both aisles, both the SLPP and the APC. How many MPs do we have?
Yeah, in terms of the composition of the House, the governing SLPP is enjoying 81 members of Parliament, and the main opposition APC is having 54 and members of Parliament, 54, and we have 14, that is 14, Parliament chief, members of Parliament that are represented in Parliament, totaling to 149, excluding the Honourable Speaker and the Clerk of Parliament.
I know you're not a legislator per se, but I would like to know, from your perspective, which would you say is perhaps by far the most significant, or crucial instrument that this world has passed in the last year.
Yes, for example, the Criminal Procedures Act of 2024, and it was passed, by the discussion started with the Fifth Parliament, but it was actually, enacted by the current Parliament assembled, which is the Sixth Parliament of the Second Republic. And even in situations, and we've seen that because of it's a progressive Parliament, and for purposes of national, and reconciliation, national unity, and you see the Attorney General and Minister of Justice had to rely on, Section 45 and of the Criminal Procedures Act of 2024 to place a nolle prosequi on the issues regarding the former president of the Republic of Sierra Leone. So this Parliament is on record for having passed, progressive laws for the peace, security, and good governance of the Republic of Sierra Leone.
How long do you see this program spanning today?
And the program will actually commence at 10. I do believe maybe latest as against 1 p.m. and His Excellency would have concluded and his address, and he would have departed the precinct of Parliament starting at 10 a.m. this morning. I do believe, in my estimation, that as against 1 p.m. and we would have finished with the presidential address for purposes of the commencement of the fourth session of the Sixth Parliament of the Second Republic. So at the start, the Clerk of Parliament would have to read a proclamation, and which had been signed already by His Excellency the President, and indicating that Parliament should meet here.
As mama, I always want waiting best for me picking them, especially when it comes up waiting them for eat and drink. Now this make I always they choose Sarah juice because they make come from with local foods them and nutritious, and it gets less sugar than the other drinks them. Not to me say so.
We lab test show say Sierra juice gets 50% less sugar than the other drinks them na the market.
Because we mama they know waiting best for we picking them, now you make we always they choose Sierra juice. Sierra juice and nutritious, a healthy and it's sweet. Sierra juice, not the taste of Salone.
Morning, Ria, give me 30 Leone top up. Thank you. Hello, babe. How you dey do? Talk to Uba.
Hello? Hello?
Don't settle for a provider that cuts into your data and airtime.
Ria, give me all the 30 bills.
AfriCell gives you full value. AfriCell, now we network.
In the heart of Sierra Leone's dynamic rhythm, Wakeup Commercial Bank is your beat to a brighter financial future. We're not just a bank, but we're your financial partner committed to your success. We've got the financial tools you need to rise higher. Our team is here to serve you with speed and a smile because your time matters to us. So, are you ready to unlock financial prosperity? Highlighting key banking services such as Keke loans, Combra account, fixed deposits, SME loans, internet and corporate banking, from savings that grow your dreams to loans that fuel your ambitions. Demonstrating fast and friendly customer service. Showcasing cutting-edge banking technology and ATMs. Access your money anytime, anywhere with our state-of-the-art technology and a network of ATMs. Our Wakeup SIM Copper app puts banking in your hands where you can pay for EDSA, Afri Money, Orange Money, and pay bills including school fees and make transfers to other bank accounts. Remember, you can also experience Wakeup e-banking today. Then join us now. Visit any of our branches or explore our website. Wakeup Commercial Bank, your bank of choice.
Morning. Ria, give me 30 Leone top up. Thank you. Hello, babe. How you dey do? Talk to Uba.
Hello? Hello?
Don't settle for a provider that cuts into your data and airtime.
Ria, give me all the 30 bills.
AfriCell gives you full value. AfriCell, now we network.
As mama, I always want waiting best for me picking them, especially when it comes out waiting them for eat and drink. Now this make I always they choose Sarah juice because they make come from with local foods them and nutritious and it gets less sugar than the other drinks them. Not to me say so.
We last test show say Sierra juice gets 50% less sugar than the other drinks them na the market.
Because we mama they know waiting best for we picking them, now make we always they choose Sierra juice. Sierra juice is nutritious, it's healthy and it's sweet. Sierra juice, not the taste of Salone.
Fellow Sierra Leoneans, on 8th August 2024, Statutory Instrument Number 8 of 2024 regarding the conduct of nationwide population and housing census was successfully laid in Parliament. On 29th August 2024, this statutory instrument became effective following 21 days from its laying. Therefore, in line with the decennial census calendar, I am pleased to announce that my government will conduct a nationwide population and housing census.
It's 2026, we dey get with census. Make all man tell him fambulem, and we responsibility for bring development. Make all man tell him fambulem. From the east to the west, blah blah blah. From the north to the south, no matter how you dare or you try, blah blah blah. Motoka, mama or papa, blah blah blah. One pikin or grandpa, blah blah blah. Auntie or uncle, blah blah blah. Where they come to you, yeah. One people, one nation. Where they come to you, yeah. Now we know back up bills alone. Where they come to you, yeah. No person say you not here. Where they come to you, where they come to you, yeah.
I'm a papa, make we come together now. Brother, sister, nothing say you no matter, no. No left behind, no. This now you 10 for. Can join the census. Salon now we on.
Okay, well, show me your name, show me your address. For make you go join now the plan. The census go make you get the access. For make you go vote now this land. Let the all you. If you don't want make them country again, make them creep you. Cause this time you're salon for us.
See what you been a second cabo aduo. We bring good news, salon people every year. Census don't come again. We ready for control, sky from the young to the old. Say the census go help make development day. Allow me then continue until you know go pay. It go help plan more schools, hospital and light, even water for you community. Who say you there?
Where they come to you, yeah. One people, one nation. Where they come to you, yeah. Now we know back up bills alone. Where they come to you, yeah. No person say you not here. Where they come to you, yeah. They don't come to you, yeah.
Census they come, the other we cooperate. Tell mama and papa, then get for country all, yeah, make we all ready. Census go help for make we know we safe, and who say we stand. If you claim say you love Salone, who say development day, na day you for day.
Yambo tegina, mimbo tegina. Mingo te teke biambe. Ka 20
2026. Census na me right, census na you right. Family, imagine if they count everybody, they left you out.
Amulemba kotumogbawa, upoka kufuninge sagbele tuwa. Tonya, ye amubuji hule panda. Wabulo le tabogbawa baya ganga. Ye tumogbawa mudagbe behave. Comment ya go salon bate mukoleva. Nyabi yina na metabogbawa na. Do mama kome kolabo ganya dele.
Still African Voices. Broadcasting from the top of Tower Hill here at the historic Chambers of Parliament on Tower Hill, where the President, His Excellency, retired Brigadier Julius Maada Bio, is expected to be delivering his State of the Nation's address. You know, the action is powered by Section 84, as I had said earlier, of the 1991 Constitution, which accords the President the leave, you know, to open each session of Parliament. And as it comes to the House today, you know, to open the fourth session, it is expected of him, of course, to explain, you know, to the representatives of Parliament here, MPs, and also the people of this country, you know, his plans generally, and what the nation looks like at the moment in terms of economy, agriculture, a lot of the other, you know, areas that he spoke about during the previous state opening of Parliament. And of course, he's also a member of Parliament as prescribed by, you know, Section 47. You know, they shall be unveiling his plans for the year ahead. But joining me as well this morning on set here in Parliament is the Minister of Youth Affairs, Ibrahim Sanoa, as I'm sure most of you would remember. On page 12 of His Excellency's previous State of the Nation address here in Parliament, he talked about youth empowerment, you know, so we'd like to know indeed how that has fared, indeed, and particularly so the area where His Excellency talked about, you know, providing 500,000 jobs, you know, he called it the Youth Empowerment Scheme. But in the meantime, good morning, Mr. Minister. It's a pleasure having you on set.
Good morning, Mr. Jones. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure indeed. So, I mean, generally, let's look at your ministry at the moment. I mean, what are some of the changes you've brought since you were appointed? Let's start there.
Well, together with the team, we have been able to bring and still continuing tremendous changes relating to our mandate, which is gearing towards youth empowerment, advocacy, creating necessary awareness, and then ensuring that young people are adequately represented. And so the first thing I did together with the team was to firstly understand what the sector is all about. Okay. And considering that we have the sector bill, you can now separate or differentiate the sector into various categories. For example, you have those who are formalized, the educated ones, okay, and you have those who are a bit formalized, those are the half-educated ones. You have those who are non-formalized, those are the uneducated ones. So what we did basically was to go down to the slums, go down to those areas, see what they are going through, understand their plight, and I came to realize that those whom you think they are down at the lowest end, some way, somehow are the most smart, most intelligent, and the most resilient. Okay. The reason being they've undergone through a series of life challenges, which forms their embodiment to be the kind of people they are. And so in my interactions with them, I realized that a good number of them, if not all, just want a little opportunity in the sense that will help them in skills acquisition, opportunity in the sense that will create that kind of interaction between them and us, because they feel rejected, they feel dejected. But me going down together with a team, meeting them, interacting with them was a source of hope. And as a result, we've been able to influence certain things for them. And that is the reason why in our strategic plan, we have the anchor skills, the anchor pillar, which is what we call skills development. Jones, I'll tell you, not that you don't have jobs in Sierra Leone, even though the jobs that are available will not match the population, but there are a good number of jobs. But the problem we have, or the issue we have, is that you don't have the skills that will match to the jobs that are available. And so this is an existential issue, which I believe collectively with development partners we need to really sit and map out. And so that is one thing that we find out. And additionally, a good number of young people in the provinces are interested in agriculture. But the agriculture also is fraught with several challenges. For example, access to land preparation poses a major challenge to them actualizing their agricultural potentials. And as a result, a good number of them will just find something that is easier, which is like bike riding. But what we have done, we have got them to understand that bike riding is not a skill, but you can have a skill that is much more better than bike riding. And so that was why last year, on the margins of launching the status of youth report, because all of this I've explained now, it's all in a report, well thought, well written, rigorous process in terms of all research procedures, both quantitative and qualitative, certified by both the World Bank, European Union, UNDP, and all the other development partners who are part of the process. So we have the status of youth report. So now we did the 1,200 alternative livelihood skills program for the bike riders, and it was launched at the Milton Magai by no less a person by His Excellency the President. That singular act alone is an affirmation of his commitment to helping the young people become meaningful contributors to socioeconomic development. And as a result, as I'm speaking right now, I can categorically and proudly say that over 60 or 70% of those who've gone through that course today are either self-employed or gainfully employed. For example, we had about 9 to 12 ladies whose interest was in electrical installation, but we back it up with solar installation. Those ladies were part of the team that did the solar program, the solar installation at Connaught. We had some of the other ladies who were also sent on internship at the solar company in Kamakwe. And as I speak, all of them have been absorbed. We have some who were also sent to Leone. A good number of them have been absorbed. So it tells you nobody wants to start with a preliminary skills acquisition program. And that is why, as a government, in continuation of what His Excellency's desire is for the young people, we as a ministry, we have prioritized skills acquisition as a major pillar. And in doing so, we have also have a policy together with the Ministry of Tertiary Education that all our skills program will now be NCTVE certified. So meaning you have to have an NCTVE certification before you can even embark on a skills program. Because at the end of the day, your certificate has to be tenable. And then we have to ensure you go through all what it takes for you. If they call you a plumber and you are certified as a plumber, meaning you have to really go through what the curriculum states. And I'm so happy with what the Ministry of Tertiary Education is doing right now. They are now together with the tech folks or all the GTIs, Government Technical Institutes, they are developing the curricula as per subject matter expert. For example, now they have concluded the plumbing curriculum. They are now doing the electricity and solar curricula. So once these curricula are now completed, it is now imperative on all the tech folks or all the GTIs that you have to work within that curricula. That's your syllabus. That's what you have to work within. So these are some of the major strides we are making in the skills acquisition sector, and we believe it's yielding a whole lot. What the ministry is doing right now on agriculture, for example, everybody is focused on rice. So what we have decided to do as a ministry is for us to focus on 3 crops. We can do rice, but we will focus on 3 crops in the sense that these are sustainable and scalable. For example, 3 crops like cacao, coffee, cashew, oil palm, bamboo, rubber, and the likes. Once you focus on those, you're going to have a decade of harvest, or 2 or 3 decades where necessary of harvest. You are sure of having a harvest every year. Additionally, on the rice, we have looked at Plan International. We've engaged Plan. Plan is engaging a lot on the school feeding program. So a couple of years ago, we cultivated about 30,000 hectares of rice, of which we suffered a huge post-harvest loss. And the post-harvest loss was predicated on the fact that we didn't have combined harvesters to even harvest the rice. And secondly, we didn't have off-takers already that will off-take the rice. Okay. So Plan contributed to the feed salon project. Our ministry has engaged Plan together with the Ministry of Finance to say, hey, look, you can give us the technical support, we will grow the rice, you can help us harvest the rice and process the rice, and you'll be the off-takers of the rice, which will contribute directly to the school feeding program. That sort of a private sector-led initiative is working well. And even us as a ministry, we're going to have like an integrated logistics hub where the private sector will drive that to be able to serve as a conduit, helping the young folks, young farmers to grow the rice, helping them as well to harvest and process the rice, and then sell the rice to Plan. And then they'll get their money in tandem. Additionally, we have also engaged the Sarah Tropicals, of which we are signing an MOU by next week on the margins of the International Youth Day. So Sarah Tropicals is the lead pineapple producer in the country. They have a manufacturing capacity of 200,000, of which they are only utilizing less than 20,000. So in our meeting, on our engagement with them, I found it a little bit appalling. So we are doing an outgrower scheme, wherein they'll give us the technical support, and then we, the young people now, through the ministry, we support the young people in terms of land preparation, and then South Tropicals will provide them with the seedlings, with the nurseries, with the fertilizers, and all of that technical support that is necessary. So bringing the private sector as well into fold to serve as a conduit. So once the pineapples are grown, you sell the pineapple, you sell the leaves, and you sell the shrubs. So everything on the pineapple has to be sold. So we see that as a major traction and empowerment initiative. So in a nutshell, these are some of the things that we are prioritizing, and I'll speak later on the 50 EVs that we have also brought and to bring modern transportation services in country.
So, Minister, let's talk about, in the previous speech that His Excellency delivered here in Parliament, he talked about, and that's on page 13, talked about the World Bank funded Productive Social Safety Net and Youth Empowerment Project, which he says 8,000 young persons will each receive $300 to grow their businesses.
Yes.
How has that fared?
Yes, successful payments have been made in Freetown, in Bo, in Kenema. Bombali's payments has also been made. And now you have Putloko. I think Putloko is the only district that remained. Even as that, they have concluded with all the trainings, because this has to be preceded with a financial literacy program. So you train them on how to manage their books, what sort of business they want to do, and you group them into cooperatives, and then before the monies are paid into their accounts. So I tell you that it has been very successful, and as I speak to you, we've also had a small money based on this Iran and US or Israel war from the bank again to serve as a cushion effect, as a way of supporting this particular initiative, because it's one of those best initiatives that have directly impacted the young people. So additionally, what we've done now through the National Youth Commission, we are also doing a tracer study, wherein we have an inventory of all these young people who've been supported with this grant. Now we're doing a tracer study wherein they will go around to see how they are varying on with what they had intended to do, what progress they've made, what are the challenges they are facing, and how best we can also develop a report from those interventions to present to the bank again. So it's not one-off, it's been really successful, I tell you, and it's one of those major things. In fact, based on that right now, as a ministry, we are working on a policy where we can have like a cash transfer policy. We've never had that before. And the social protection now is going to be a major pillar intervention in all our programs, because we believe it directly impacts the young people, both in the Western area and as well as those in the provincial settlements.
Now, out of that 8,000 His Excellency talked about, how many would you say have benefited from this thing?
I'll tell you over 80%. There's only 20% that remains, which is Putloko. But I'll tell you over 80%, because Western region has the largest. Bo, Kenema, and Bombali have all been successfully paid. And it's only Putloko. Even as that, the report I got last week, the reason why I cannot say they were to pay this week, but I'm yet to get confirmation the payment had completed. But what I got last week was they had concluded on all the processes that precedes the payment, and then we are going to commence payment this week. But I'm yet to meet them, so that's why I cannot speak on that right now. But I'll tell you, 80% have been completed.
One of our biggest problems right now is drug abuse. A lot of youths are being affected by it. Addiction is growing alarmingly by the day. It's one of the biggest societal deficiencies these days. And just in 2024, His Excellency, declared a national emergency on drug and substance abuse. From the Ministry of Youth's perspective, what have you been doing so far?
Okay, so that was the first thing actually I started doing. So the first thing was to identify the epicenters of this drug and substance abuse. And then I went down to Susan's Bay, I went down to Crew Bay, I went down to the other areas in the central parts of the Freetown. I went down to Waterloo, behind the dustbin area. It's a whole place where they are housed and things like that. I went down to St. Michael's and then down to Laka or Hamonti. Then I went down to Lumley under the bridge. So based on the reports that we got, I went down to this place together with the team and we tried to really raise the necessary alarm. And which I did, that was escalated onto the vice president level, even in cabinet to the presidency level, and then right up. The task force that had existed was now revamped, revived, so that we can act. That's why you saw that task force led by the drug office itself, Jaka and the others. You saw them now going down into these places and trying to destroy all those cartels that had existed, and that one has really paid off positively, because now you can hardly identify any epicenter place right now, and that will actually help. And also, you saw the ministry. We took a good number of our colleagues to the corner hospital for them to get treatment, and then we actually got them to understand. A good number of them who went for that treatment, we had like a psychosocial program for them, and also we did that for the same at St. Michael. As I speak, we are currently in talk with CRS and Caritas for a whole psychosocial and behavioral change program for these folks. Just that a good number of them are overaged. However, those who are within the age bracket will have to benefit from that. And so we've done a whole lot on that. And we also do with the skills program. We believe a good number of them, whether you get them off the hook or not, but they have to get themselves engaged in socio-economic development. And so that's why we are prioritizing the skills program.
All right. So, Minister, we'll put a pause on our conversation for now. We'll definitely come back to you. He's the Minister of Youth Affairs, and he's Ibrahim Sonos, speaking to me here. We are broadcasting live from the historic Well of Parliament here on Tower Hill, the heart of this sprawling city, Freetown. My names, as always, are Victor Jones, and you're watching the Africa Young Voices from wherever you're getting our feed this morning. We're going for a short recess. We shall be back in a jiffy. Stay tuned.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I can take money, 2 MoneyGram.
Welcome our PC Foreign Exchange Bureau Head Office. Sit down.
Thank you.
You can write them.
Waiting that mean?
Where you can take money, 2 MoneyGram, Western Union, and any PC and Son shop, including the head office. You do get 1% cashback instant. Yes, ma. You not tap deal. Every Thursday we can collect money. Now 59 Wellington Street, you say you showing at the head office for the foreign exchange. You do get 1% of that money you can collect plus additional gifts.
Wow! You mean say for me 1% I dey get gifts?
Yes, ma.
Waiting at the gift.
You dey get gifts like 5 kg paddy jasmine rice. You dey get gifts like paddy oil, paddy milk, paddy mayonnaise, and plenty other paddy things them.
Una, thank you.
You're welcome. And now you can call Kangoli go give you an the lucky win and see what you go win you say.
Wait till you dey wait. No miss out on the Thursday special.
PC Foreign Exchange Bureau, the 1% the game plus
Thursday Special.
In the heart of Sierra Leone's dynamic rhythm, Wakeup Commercial Bank is your beat to a brighter financial future. We're not just a bank, but we're your financial partner committed to your success. We've got the financial tools you need to rise higher. Our team is here to serve you with speed and a smile because your time matters to us. So, are you ready to unlock financial prosperity? Highlighting key banking services such as Keke loans, Combra account, fixed deposits, SME loans, internet and corporate banking, from savings that grow your dreams to loans that fuel your ambitions. Demonstrating fast and friendly customer service. Showcasing cutting-edge banking technology and ATMs. Access your money anytime, anywhere with our state-of-the-art technology and a network of ATMs. Our Wakeup SimCopper app puts banking in your hands, where you can pay for EDSA, AfriMoney, Orange Money, and pay bills including school fees and make transfers to other bank accounts. Remember, you can also experience Wakeup e-banking today. Then join us now. Visit any of our branches or explore our website. Wakeup Commercial Bank, your bank of choice.
As mama, I always want waiting best for me picking them, especially when it comes out waiting them for eat and drink. Now this make I always they choose Sarah juice because they make come from with local foods them and nutritious and it gets less sugar than the other drinks them. Not to me say so.
We lab test show say Sierra juice gets 50% less sugar than the other drinks them na the market.
Because we mama they know waiting best for we picking them, now you make we always they choose Sierra juice. Sierra juice is nutritious, it's healthy, and it's sweet. Sierra juice, not the taste of Salone.
Morning, Ria, give me 30 Leone top up. Thank you. Hello, babe. How you dey do? Talk to me back.
Hello? Hello?
Don't settle for a provider that cuts into your data and airtime.
Ria, give me all the 30 bills.
AfriCell gives you full value. AfriCell, now we network.
Fellow Sierra Leoneans, on 8th August 2024, Statutory Instrument Number 8 of 2024 regarding the conduct of nationwide population and housing census was successfully laid in Parliament. On 29th August 2024, this statutory instrument became effective following 21 days from its laying. Therefore, in line with the decennial census calendar, I am pleased to announce that my government will conduct a nationwide population and housing census.
It's 2026, we dey get with census. Make all man tell him famble them, and responsibility for bring development. Make all man tell him famble them. From the east to the west, blah blah blah. From the north to the south, no matter how you dare or you try, blah blah blah. Love you want to call, mama or papa, blah blah blah. What picking on grandpa, blah blah blah. Auntie or uncle, blah blah blah. What you do? Let them call you. Yeah, one people, one nation. Let them call you. Yeah, now we number go bills alone. Let them call you. Yeah, no person say you not here. Let them call you. Let them call you. Let them call you. I'm a papa.
Right, indeed, welcome back. You're still watching Wake Up Sierra Leone. It's a special edition of the program. Of course, we're broadcasting live from this historic Well of Parliament here on Tar Hill in Freetown, where His Excellency, the retired Brigadier Julius Madabi, was expected to make a State of the Nation's address today, disclose his plans for the government, and what he has under the wraps. We shall also be, of course, talking about, promises he had made in the previous speech he made here in Parliament. But also this morning, I'm being joined by, Honorable SAA Emerson Lamina. He's Deputy Leader of Government Business too, and Chairman of the Parliamentary Committee on Mines and Mineral Resources. Good morning, Honorable. It's a pleasure having you. I know it's a busy day for you guys here in Parliament.
Very busy day.
What are you basically expecting, from His Excellency?
Definitely, we foresee His Excellency the President actually unfolding the challenges he went through in previous years of administration,
okay,
successes to be outlined, and aspirations for the future of this country.
Are there any particular areas you're expecting to speak on? I mean, just perhaps, if you like, a hunch. I know this year he has said it's a year of delivery, and he has the big 5 game changers that he's currently peddling. So far, I mean, how are things looking, in terms of delivery?
Definitely, when one actually compare and contrast previous administration to today's administration, you can testify that His Excellency the President has done great things, bringing the big 5 changers, whether in agriculture, acceleration of human capital, as well as mining sector. I also think focus on the mining sector, being the chairman of mining.
Yeah.
His Excellency the President has made reforms in the mineral sector, and it was like a mirage in days gone by, wherein the mineral wells of our citizens were actually not realized. Today, as a result of the enactment made by this Parliament, we're talking about the 5th Parliament, today you can see a lot of reforms in the mineral wells, basically looking at the mineral benefiting people living in the mineral community, the state, and even the investors. They also testify of that. I'll give you a typical example. I want us to look at the Constitution of Sierra Leone with specific reference to Section 7. It is saying if only we can harness our mineral resources, then Sierra Leone is bound to have a resilient economy. We have seen those signs. Does it concern Sierra Leoneans that before this time we had a law that will benefit and nothing of Sierra Leoneans? Just look at the specific reference in Section 36 of the Mines and Mineral Development Act. It used to be 50% benefit for surface rent to people living in mineral community. Today, you're talking of 70%. That's huge. 10% to the member of parliament or constituency, 10% to the paramount chief and representative of that particular community, and 10% to the council, actually superintending over the jurisdiction of that particular location where the mining is. These are huge reforms, very huge reforms. It also used to be a mirage for people living in primary host community to benefit from 1% from the gross profit of the investor. Today, you can see, it is seen, it is felt, and it is enjoyed. These are huge reforms which people living in the rural community will not forget. His Excellency the President in a hurry. His Excellency the President is also in the most West African countries today. I also operate a dual parliament. I live in the ECOWAS parliament. Does it concern you? Before this time, when Sierra Leone was actually operating the majoritarian system, I'm talking about the first past the post, you hardly see women in their numbers in our parliament. Today, we are talking of Sierra Leone bringing back 30.4% of our women. This is a huge leap, very huge leap. I think in ECOWAS, it is only Senegal that can dwarf us as far as women representation in our legislature is concerned. Whilst Senegal carries 42.2%, Sierra Leone comes second by carrying 30.4%. I think Benin Republic with 27% comes after us. These are very huge reforms. That is why I normally say it's a reason, it's a time the women of this country that consist of 52%. Can you imagine? Women in this country consist of 52%, which means they dwarf the men. It is high time they came out to embrace the proportional representation system. Very, very important. Because it's only through the proportional representation system you will not be marginalized, you will not be victimized. Because you are not operating a male chauvinistic society wherein women can be intimidated during the electioneering process, especially grabbing symbols. Women, they do not have the wherewithal in terms of capital, in terms of strength, intimidation, all of those things. So it's only through the proportional representation they can be protected, feel safe, and they can come back safe in our parliament. And this is just what countries like Rwanda, countries in Eastern European countries, majority of those countries are actually maintaining the proportional representation system, which is very nice for our women.
As a lawmaker, I mean yourself, what would you say is perhaps the most crucial legislation that this well has passed in the last few years? The most crucial piece of legislation that this House has actually passed. Yes, which would you say is the most transformational? The biggest, if you like.
The Public Election Act is very crucial. Okay. Because the Public Election Act actually showed the pathway for women. Because through the Public Election Act, we got the 2:1 ratio. Wherein if one gives a man two symbols, the next should be a woman. And it is true that very crucial, which has created a huge mark. Because through that today we can boast, so one can bluff with 30.4. That's very critical and crucial. And another critical bill also passed by this House is the prohibition of child marriage. Before this time, children, girls, they will not actually manifest their potential, the progress that is in them as far as human capital is concerned. Today, children under 18 cannot be married. It's a crime. One will go to jail for 15 years and one pay a fine of 50,000 euros. That's a crime. So it is very critical and very crucial in the life of our little girls whom we actually wish to see their potentials in the future. That is also very critical. And the provision, the abolition of the death penalty. Before this time, if somebody kills, definitely one will be killed. President Julius Malema bill is so generous, and because we want to allay the fears of Sierra Leone generally, especially the opposition, he actually pushed for the abolition of the death penalty. These are progressive laws in this country, very, very progressive, very, very progressive, for which President Julius Malema bill should be highly, highly commended.
In his previous State of the Nation address here in Parliament, His Excellency said, that's on page 25 of his speech. He said in May 2025, PVE Consulting UK was working with Petroleum Directorate here, and they completed a major offshore prospective study, identified over 80 deepwater exploration leads. He said about 30 billion barrels of recoverable oil and gas properties worth more than $2 trillion United States dollars here in Sierra Leone. What does the oversight say about the mining sector generally in Sierra Leone? Just following up on some of these promises that His Excellency had made earlier.
Yes, it also be reminded to Sierra Leoneans that we have enacted oil and gas exploration coming in this country. Sierra Leone, I should say, we have huge potential as far as our mineral wealth is concerned. Our potential is so huge. Today you're talking of rare earth minerals, you're talking of coltan, zircon. These are strange minerals before this time. You're talking of gold. For the very first time in our history, we have enacted in this house a huge large-scale mining company in gold. And it will actually shock most Sierra Leoneans. By the month of December, FG Gold will be showcasing pile of gold in this country, all things being equal. I'm too confident, I'm very, very optimistic that by December, FG Gold will actually show sample. Before this time, gold used to be mined through just artisanal pattern. And you're talking of the iron ore, which is actually boosting our economy very hugely today. The iron ore returns we are getting, and the Ministry of Finance is actually boosting our economy very hugely.
His Excellency talked about, that non-tax mining revenues rose by 34% to 28, million United States dollars. That's in 2024 alone. A lot of people argue that still Sierra Leone cannot harness the potentials of the mining sector. A lot of people would argue, opponents, if you like to call them that Sierra Leone is still earning way less, than it should, from the mining sector.
Yeah,
do you agree?
I will not totally dispute that particular axiom that we are actually mining less. But if you look at the EITI criteria in rating countries actually do mining, Sierra Leone used to be 54. Today we are number 5. Does it concern you? Today we are number 5 as far as giving out licenses, giving leverage to mining companies, also making citizens to benefit from their mineral wealth. Today Sierra Leone is number 5. It's also surprising that we've scored 88.1% as far as international best practices are concerned. That is a very huge leap. But I also tell you, it's also a conundrum for us. So the benefits, I'm from mining company, I'm from mining districts. I actually hail from a mining district. The potentials that this country has and what we're harnessing so far is little. But one should also commend President Julius Maada Bio. For the very first time in history, mining companies are incumbent. It is not mandatory, compulsory for them to pay at least a 1%. And a legislation also passed by the 5th Parliament of this House. I'm talking of the Mines and Minerals Development Management Corporation. In fact, in its Schedule 2, it will give Sierra Leoneans to have at least bag 35% shares. It's not only limited, and 10% free carriage. These are very good legislation. By the time we begin to manifest joint venture projects, I'm telling you, we'll have a quadruple leap as far as beneficiation of mineral wealth is concerned.
Honorable, I mean, before I let you go, I would like to inquire. I know you would, I mean, of course, you're coming from the ruling SLPP. I'm not sure you're going to be sinister, or opposed to what you're doing in the party or the transformations you've brought in. But just to be skeptical a bit, do you think things look good at the moment, in Sierra Leone? From the mining, I mean, you are the chair of the mining committee here in Parliament. I mean, oversight should be robust. But as I speak, there are a lot of mining towns in Sierra Leone that complain that their, environments are being destroyed, and not much is being done in Sierra Leone. What will you do going on?
Yeah, I also tell you that legislations passed by this house are very robust. The act, you can never see a fly-by-night mining company that will mine our mineral resources and fly by night. No way, it cannot happen because we have a very strong EPA Act, and the Mines and Minerals Committee playing oversight over mining companies are also robust, and the NMA actually is responsible to regulate the operations of mining companies. That's also not small. They also do a real job. So in a synopsis, I'll also tell you that in as much as yes, miners or the investor are actually ravaging our communities, but the beneficiation is also felt by our citizens. The beneficiation is also felt. For the very first time, we have to 1% given to mining communities, definitely.
All right, he's Honorable SAA, Emerson Lamina, and he's the Deputy Leader of Government Business too, and of course, Chairman of the Parliamentary Committee on Mines and Mineral Resources here in Parliament. And you've been watching the live pictures being broadcast, from the Well of Parliament here on Tar Hill in Freetown, where President Bio is expected to be speaking soon, and unraveling his plans for the country in all of the various stratas. Don't forget that His Excellency actually is piloting the Big 5 game changers at the moment, and he had also said that this year is a year of delivery, it's a year of transformation, and so honorable members here in the well will be expecting him to speak some of these changes, here in Parliament. Well, let's go for a short break. I shall be back with you in a jiffy. Don't go away. This is Wake Up Sierra Leone.
Sonny, car, go see some business partners.
Today they give me my money, Michael. Can if I can say you give me this people and not to in day. Michael, today you pay me my money. I don't send it for let you help me send money in Ghana. 2 weeks now, you not send me money and 10 you not give me back my money. Today, you give me my money.
You know ever sabi goodness na life. I send back your money, but trust me, today na the very last day I ever send money for now.
I don't need the help because I don't know so with Afri money. I dey able send money. Now Baku Africa countries them.
With Afri money, we dey able send money to over 10 African countries, whether it's Ghana, Gambia, Liberia, or Kenya. If me party know this, we not for the party drama right now.
Okay, una go regret. I mean, now una go regret.
The best part right now, Michael, with Afri money, you dey able send money even if you not use app, even if you not the online directly. All you need for do, you just a dial *161#. Pam, your money don't go. So I don't need the help again. Thief man.
Thank you.
Send money to over 10 African countries instantly with Afri Money. No stress, no excuses. Just dial *161*1*6# now. Afri Money, quick and easy.
Back, you're still watching Wake Up Sierra Leone live on the Africa Young Voices, the special edition of the program, and we're beaming live pictures to you from the Well of Parliament here on Tower Hill in Freetown, and where President Bio is expected to deliver a State of the Union address at any moment from now. Joining me as well this morning on set is a former journalist, of course, but now a member of Parliament, and it is indeed my pleasure to welcome Mohamed Papa Bangura, MP. He's representing the All People's Congress, the main opposition in Parliament. Good morning, welcome.
Good morning and welcome to the Well of Parliament in Sierra Leone.
It's a pleasure having you on set this morning.
Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure being back here.
Indeed. Papa, how are things looking right now? I mean, if you are to be a bit critical of this government, do you think they are delivering?
Well, of course, a day like this is always important for our citizens because it is the very man on top of situation, the very man who is the leader of the government, the president, the fountain of honor. He is the very man that is coming to speak to the people and is coming to announce his own results. So that is why it is always important to have an event of this nature when the president is speaking to Sierra Leoneans, telling them exactly on over the ending to do. It's always important that the people will judge him based on the ground and what was much critique, and then we have been to most of the things that he has saying in previous state opening and the reality on the ground. That is where Sierra Leoneans, and of course on this side, for us, the opposition always pay attention because one of our role also
do the two match what he's been saying and what is happening on the ground?
There has been questioning about the reality and what he always says. Sierra Leone is a very small.
I think he's not delivering on what is.
I think so much need to be done on his side.
Okay.
This government has so much need to be done. You can go back to the previous. You know, there was a time in I think it was last opening where the president mentioned that he has completed some roads in Makeni. Since this regime took over, since he took over as a president, nothing absolutely has not of infrastructure infrastructure, road structure in my city, in my district, in Makeni. So we're coming to listen again. And of course, Sierra Leoneans all across the country are watching and will be listening. Some of them will be here to listen to the president exactly what we'll be saying. If some of these things are just been given to him by some of these ministers or other people heading some parastatals, we're coming to listen and hear exactly from him. But previous statement, the president has been making been so much, differences with the reality and what he says.
Let's talk about the 1991 Constitutional Amendment Bill of 2025. The debates are rigorous. I've been hearing your contributions here in Parliament. I know that the APC is kicking against, using the proportional representation. They've stated a lot of reasons why they are opposed to that particular, style of electoral practice. Where do you stand? You still stand by that the PR disadvantages,
definitely,
the APC?
Definitely.
And why do you believe so?
Definitely, I will tell you so, because it has disadvantaged several places in the country. It has also taken the power from the people and our political parties. That is true. In what way? Because today, even those who are voting do not know exactly who they are voting for. Because my face was not in the ballot paper. It is my symbol.
Okay.
But the symbol of APC was in the ballot paper. For example, in Bombale. And you can imagine we struggle to, have the symbol through our constituencies. Like I'm coming from constituency 36, but going back to vote, my face is not on the ballot paper. Now, this has disadvantaged several places. Let us take, for example, in the northeast, in the northwest, Lumsar, for example. I'm telling you, Lumsar, 98% or plus people are APC. And they voted for the APC overwhelmingly. But sadly enough today, there is no MP in Lumsar. Yuka, that is Koya Chiefdom. The people in Masheka, they voted for the APC overwhelmingly. Even the SLP MP in Masheka. But when you go to other places like Lunge, whatever, you have clustering MPs. You have MPs. You go to other places like Lokom Sama, you have also clustering. This is for the northwest region. And you go back to the northeast region. And there are places where MPs and the other places there is in Mumbai. There is two chiefdom. That is Mapaki and Safroko Limba. There is no MP representing that place right now. In Kenima, in Lobara, because of we have got two MPs who are late from Kenima, and the other that is that came to replace them, brother. Where they originally came from, that place has left a vacuum. It is also up now in Cambia and the same northwest Tonko Limba. This is a place also that actually you need an MP from that place. When my friend Anesdura late, the MP that came to replace him is chiefdom. So this is the problem with the PR system. The church with the MPs, it has been disadvantaged. Our people have been disadvantaged. So that is why on our side, we say for any attempt.
But it was the APC that made the change. Some candidates were shifted down the list,
No,
at the time.
It is natural.
It is natural to shift people.
What I mean, place the MPs. Like for instance, I am coming from, let's take Potloko. Potloko, let's use Potloko as a case study.
Okay.
I give you the instance of Lumsar and Masheka. You are ought to be given 10 names. 20 names. But the 10 names are the one that will be in the first list. And now the SLPP has given 10 names as well. And the man in Lumsar was in number 7. The man in Masheka was in number 8. And the man in Koya was in number 9 as well. So the same for the SLPP. They also have the very good numbers. If I am coming from Bombali, I am 2036, for example. I'm in number 1. And the SLPP candidate is also coming from 36, and he or she is also from is number one. And if it happens that, both of us, if it happens that SLPP ought to have got a seat in Bombali, for example, you would have got a situation where you have 2 MPs in the same constituency and the others are disadvantaged.
What would call this?
No matter you talk about a PR system, a district proportional, you cannot be able to reach every single part of the corner. Let the people choose who they want to elect.
Perhaps one would call this, legislative hypocrisy, because a while ago, the Justice Cowan report had actually proposed using the PR. It was under the APC, actually. Why are you kicking against it now?
Let me tell you, even constitution.
Is it because it will disadvantage you in the Western area here in Freetown?
Always make a provision, and there is the constitution. The draft of the constitution do not make any mistake. It makes a provision. We've had proportional representative in this country. That was when things were not normal. Look, the 2002 elections, for example, we know we do not delineate the district, the constituencies, and we have to resort to constituencies. But this one was not done out of good faith. It was not done in good faith, the one we had in 2023. We had constituency existing already, and we had a census that has delineated constituencies already. Why would you want to shift from that one and revert to a proportional representative? The constitution, the drafters, like I said, do not make mistakes. Either proportional representative or constituencies. The catch, the intention of them putting that catch is also for a situation where we could not have census on time, or we do not have constituency delineated, definitely would have gone to proportional representative. But this is not the reality at this particular time at all. It is just a political gimmick, and that is why we continue to stand against it, that having a proportional representative permanently in the constitution, it is a disservice to the people of this country, and we will not support that at any given point.
Talking about disservice to the people of this country, so part of this particular drafted legislation that you're currently debating, there was a provision that independent candidates could run for elections in Sierra Leone. But the people of this country have observed that both aisles, the ruling and the opposition aisle, kicked against it. Why? Do you have a convincing reason why you wouldn't want an independent candidate to run for president in Sierra Leone? Are you jittery?
We are not jittery. We know how politics work, and having independent people coming to run for presidential candidates has so many demerits, and of course, even what we have now, the PPRC, the Political Party Regulation Commission. They said Political Party Regulation Commission. It is not capture independent regulations. So that's also another demerit. And then let me also tell you, it is clearly we don't want also politicians or other political party to use that as an advantage to disadvantage others. And you would have meet all of the criteria to just wake up one morning because they have sponsors from wherever we do not know, and they could not properly check and come for presidential elections. So for me, I think having the political party, someone has to represent a political party. That is enough. If you have the capacity, you can form, there is a space. You can form your own political party. You are free to form a political party tomorrow and contest. But having a presidential candidate for independence, I think it has so many questions, and it's all for the good of the people. That's why some of us kick against it.
Let's discuss, the way forward. I know the debates have been heated, they have been rigorous, recurring, and both aisles have made strong arguments as to why they want or do not want particular clauses to make it into this drafted legislation. I made to understand that the hearings have been postponed to next week Monday.
Yes,
after we would have had, this particular state of the opening of Parliament. Should we expect that the APC would walk out of Parliament during the final debates of this legislation? Or perhaps stay off the votes?
No, we have been part of the process since the beginning, and will be part of it until the end on Monday. And whatever comes out on Monday, the public will know. But on our side, what I will assure you, will do everything humanly possible to protect the Constitution. The Constitution belongs to every Sierra Leonean, and we are a temporary custodian of the very Constitution. We are a custodian of a permanent Constitution. We owe a moral obligation to the people of this country. The best we could do is to leave a Constitution. The best legacy we give to the people of this country, this sixth parliament which I am part of, is to leave a Constitution that will benefit and serve every Sierra Leonean equally, irrespective of your political party or your tribe or your region. It is the Constitution of Sierra Leone. Moral obligation, Constitution. This country. And we will not ask, but will be questioned. Why we will try to do everything in our efforts to ensure the voice of the people, our decision resonates with the wishes of the people. That's what we strive.
Thank you so very much indeed. We'll definitely come back to you in the GTV. He's Wakeup Papa Bangura, Member of Parliament representing the main position of the People's Congress Party. But we have several cameras scattered across this Parliament, and there is one station in the main well at the moment. So I'm currently joining my colleague Samuel Ibrahim Kuruma in the well. So just he'll tell you about what's happening in the well. Hello, Samuel.
So of course, have me feeling the focus. It is very clear. Same is provided for. Engage members of parliament either by himself or representative, and I think that's one reason why today. Take a look at the background, you'll see the stage.
All right, indeed. We truly apologize indeed for the technical glitches that we're experiencing this morning. We couldn't hear our colleague properly, Samuel Ibrahim. We'll have to join him again later on in the main well of Parliament. But I'm here seated at the lobby. I'm still joined Wakeup Papa Bangura, who is MP for the All People's Party. And let's go back, Papa, to this particular argument that we are having just now about the rejection of independent candidate for presidency in Sierra Leone. Do you think you've done justice to the people of this country? One would say part of your political interests that you have to insist that people should just before running for presidency in Sierra Leone.
The multi-party constitutional average to whosoever, to every Sierra Leonean, to a political party and coming into the election.
But similarly, should not disenfranchise people.
I think it's a provision that makes it gives an opportunity to every single. To establish a political party. Like I said, you wake up one morning and you establish a political party. You convince other people to come on board and see how best you can serve. Democracy. We want a democracy. It says it belongs to the people. It belongs to the people. So let one individual do not just wake up one morning and then feel so powerful and just, stand alone. And it has several disadvantages. So if I have the capacity, I think, yes, I can run independently and win. Let me just open a political party. That is applicable in the 1991 Constitution.
Let's talk about your work here in Parliament. Would you say perhaps the most crucial you've passed in the last few years?
And I think the focus of every Sierra Leonean now is actually the constitution. Since we came to the parliament, so parliament in the 5th parliament, for me, this has been the most crucial one. It is most crucial and it is most important because it has to do with the people of this country. Whatever we passed in this constitution is going to be for a very long time. And we don't know when another parliament will come again to see, or another regime will come again to make some changes and replacement. That is why in passing this, you do not have to have political lens. If we have to depoliticize anything in the history of our parliament, we must not politicize the constitution. We must not use this as a political weapon. You know, our Mende people have a very popular proverb. Mai asala glilebelo. I quote, or in parliament we say SO2. Chief no they make law way at one. So you have to make law when you are calm, when you think critically, and you make the law, and that law should resonate. That's why in our debate here, the speaker, it was very clear that certainly APC will come to power. So whatever law you make,
the speaker of parliament,
the speaker of parliament in the chambers,
APC will come to parliament.
Certainly APC will come to power, and that is sure. It is just a matter of time.
I don't think you've misquoted the speaker of parliament.
No, I am not misquoted. I have not misquoted the speaker of parliament.
I think he's representing the ruling SLPP.
And he said certainly APC will come to power. It tells you whatever laws we are making now, let us don't make these laws to advantage one single political party, because that law will haunt you again tomorrow. It is, I would say, certainly SLPP will have to go opposition, and that is just a matter of time happen. So that is why whatever law we are be very much critical in making those laws. And human person is diverse. Some years ago we had Alpha Khan, who was in the APC. I thought he was in the APC. He was saying everything. No Sierra Leonean at that time would think a day like this will come when Alpha Khan will be the spokesperson of SLPP president. So that is why in making law, you have to be very much careful what tomorrow holds. That is why I said this is one of the most critical laws we're making, and then we have to be very much cautious in making this, in reviewing this constitution.
Let's look ahead on Honorable. Do you think the APC stands a chance to win the next election?
Certainly. I'll join the speaker again to say certainly APC will come to.
Why
he
are you
did
so?
Not say 2028. He did not say 2028, but I would say 2028 APC will come to
Why
power.
are you so confident?
It is just a matter of time. The people of this country are very with what is up. The people of this country are tired. And across the country, this is not just a cry for the people of Bombali, where I'm coming from, but this is a cry for the people of Malegon in Kenema. This is a cry for people of Koribondo in Bo, and this is a cry of every single Sierra Leonean across the globe that they need a change. And that change they are impatiently waiting for. And that is why I tell you, no other political party better or ready to replace this regime other than the APC. The APC ready to the interest of the everyday Sierra Leonean, the poorest of the poor, the common man, and the people are very much impatiently waiting now.
You know, there are those who would say that, you know, they're tired of both parties, the APC and the SLPP. I mean, because some of the things we are seeing now, we're experiencing now, started happening under the APC.
Well, of course.
Do you think there will be any major changes, if at all, if peradventure you come back to power?
If you could go back to history where His Excellency, the former President, Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma, took the country from President Alhaji Ahmad Tijan Kaba of blessed memory, you look at the changes we came with reform in terms of infrastructure, in terms of, and making laws that actually favor the ordinary Sierra Leonean and giving the freedom of speech to Sierra Leoneans. And of course, you look back where President Koroma left the of infrastructure and where President Bio took it from, so that you yourself can make analysis, and that is the judgment Sierra Leoneans have made. That is why they will not risk it anymore. Come 2028, they only have one option: to vote in the APC and APC to redeem this country.
Papa, what would be your, departing statement, not only to colleague MPs, but the people of this country?
I am a very young MP. I owe a moral obligation to the people of this country. Whatever thing we are doing here, for me, I believe the interest of Sierra Leone will be first. I will not be an MP forever, but people of this country and history will remember us, what we do in this parliament. I will not be able to recuse myself from all that is happening here if I fail to make a better decision now. And the greater majority of us members of the 6th parliament, the greater majority is a young people. We are young people. And that is why we must carefully look at every single decision we are making here, because that is what people will remember us for tomorrow. That's what history will judge us tomorrow. And I just want to give assurance to the people of this country. I want to talk to people of this country, especially the young people. I know things are very much challenging. We have drug that is ravaging the young people of this country. I was driving this morning when coming along Jue, over 10 young people, they came into my car. You see them, how frustrated they are. Nobody wishes to see them in that condition. But we owe them a moral obligation to ensure when we take power come 2028, they will not be in that condition. And that is why the people of this country are impatiently waiting for the APC to come back and redeem them. And I've never witnessed a time in our country when drug ravaged the lives of young people in this country than any other time. And that is why I think we ought to come back and save them. The young people of this country are impatiently waiting for the APC to come and save them. And I want to give them the assurance that when we take over come 2028, definitely it will be a different story for them.
Right, Mohamed Papa Bangura, MP, main opposition, All People's Congress Party. Thank you so much indeed for gracing our sets this morning, and I do wish you well and your comrades.
Thank you very much.
We're still watching Wake Up Sierra Leone on the Africa Young Voices Media Empire, and we're still beaming you live pictures from the historic Well of Parliament that is housed here on Tower Hill in the heart of this beautiful rolling city. Of course, in this special edition this morning, we've been exclusively speaking to MPs, both on the ruling and opposition aisle in Parliament here. It's the state opening of the 4th session of the Senate of the Second Republic. President Bill will deliver his keynote address, outline administration's legislative priorities, achievements, and visions for national unity. And for this year, 2026, he had earlier dubbed Year of Action. My names are Victor, and we're going for a short recess. I shall be back with you in the shift.
Sorry, Carl, go see some business partners.
You didn't give me memory, Michael.
If I can say, you remember this people not to in day.
Michael, today you pay me money. I don't send it for let you help me send money in Ghana. 2 weeks now, you not send me money and 10 you not give me back me money. Today, give me money.
You know ever sabi goodness in life. I send back money, but trust me, today na the very last day I ever send money for now.
I don't need your help because I don't know so with Afri money. Are they able to send money? Now Baku Africa countries them.
With Afri money, we're able to send money to over 10 African countries, whether it's Ghana, Gambia, Liberia, or Kenya. If me party we know this, we know for the body grammar right now.
Okay, una go regret. Una go regret.
The best part right now, Michael, with Afri money, you dey able to send money, even if you not use app, even if you know the online, directly. All you need for do, you just a dial *161#. Pam, your money don't go. So I don't need the help again. Thief man.
Thank you.
Send money to over 10 African countries instantly with Afri Money. No stress, no excuses. Just dial *161*1*6# now. Afri Money, quick and easy.
Fellow Sierra Leoneans, on 8th August 2024, Statutory Instrument Number 8 of 2024 regarding the conduct of nationwide population and housing census was successfully laid in Parliament. On 29 August 2024, this statutory instrument became effective following 21 days from its laying. Therefore, in line with the decennial census calendar, I am pleased to announce that my government will conduct a nationwide population and housing census.
It's 2026, we dey get with census. Make all man tell him fambulem, and we responsibility for bring development. Make all man tell him fambulem. From this to the west.
As mama,